All right. I'm going to talk through Hazard a little bit. This is not a guide. This is me having played 20-ish games on Hazard and thinking Hazard is super, super cool and has an incredible skill ceiling. And I like it so much that I've been playing it nonstop, and I want to talk about it because I think it's just really neat. But I want to talk through like why I think he's so neat. So for starters, his gun does so much damage, like crazy damage. So it's 75 damage per shot, and the actual DPS, which has 131, which is really good for tanks. Like for perspective, Sigma's at what, like 75-ish, right? Winston's at 70, obviously like AoE weapons comparatively, right? But like for him to be at 135, I think that's like what, like a Risa territory. I haven't checked stats lately, but probably something along those lines. Like it hurts a lot. And I would say the projectiles, so it's a projectile, not a hit scan, so it takes time to actually travel over there. I would say the hitboxes are pretty generous. The projectile size is like quite large. So like the plenty of times where I'm like, doesn't feel like it should be doing that much damage, but it does a lot of damage, right? This is a soldier, 250 health hero, right? 2, 3, right? And basically killed him in 3 shots right there. Like that's bonkers. The gun alone does so much damage. All right, so but it's also great because it's a projectile weapon, so you can shoot and it'll go pretty far. Unfortunately, it is one of the few projectile weapons in the game that have fall off distance, or so like it actually does less damage over range. So even though like a lot of pellets might hit over here, like it's not, the damage is not great, unfortunately. But still, you know, better than a lot of other things that can do basically 0 damage. Like shotgun heroes like Roadhog would do even less damage at that range. So this is something at least. So obviously the gun is great, awesome. Number 1. Number 2, the slash. So the slash is also really good because it has so many purposes, which is it's excellent game. I think the hero has amazing design. So obviously, number 1, you slash forward, I think it does 80 damage, which is already good damage. Okay, it's also pretty generous. So you can jump, pause a second, and not too long. You can pause about half a second and then slash, which is useful if you need to like chase somebody around a corner, right? And then slash, which is also really nice that you don't need to do it before you hit the ground. Very, very user-friendly, right? Good quality of life. You can obviously use it for mobility, right? Do this, and you have their passive, which allows you to climb. It's really good. It's nowhere close to as good as other climbs. Like, I can't just climb all the way up. Right? I need to get a little bit of help here. Even if I jump, still can't quite get up top, right? Maybe if I climb on this. Yeah, just barely. So it's still barely not enough. Maybe I could jump. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so you can see that the jump's not quite strong. It's also not as fast, but it's still, you know, helpful for tanks. Because in fact, you already have a mobility. This is excellent. So we got the slash, and the slash also knocks people back. And the knockback is pretty strong. Like, I was surprised when it first happened. I'm like, wow, that's like a legit knockback. It's not like a little thing. Like, that guy's going flying. This is far. So you got knockback, you got mobility, you got damage, and you can also delay it a little bit. And obviously it's an AoE as well, right? The AoE is not huge, but you can definitely hit 2 heroes with it. So now, if that's not good enough, his wall is so cool. There's the obvious things like, oh, it blocks line of sight. It blocks movement. So, for example, you could use it to block, like, Reinhardt charge, right? Or you could use it to block Doomfist punch. Or someone's going to try to escape. You could just put it behind them and block them. Or you can block a doorway. It dies pretty quickly. Like, I don't know how much health it has, but I would guess probably like 200, 300 health at most. So it's gonna pop pretty fast. But there's so much more that you can do with this. I have not tried it. I'd be curious if maybe Karki had a Mythbusters on it. I wonder if you can put it over like Sigma Flux and it would cancel it, like the way like Tree of Life does. I assume it wouldn't work over like Mei ulti. I would hope not. That feels super broken if you could. I assume it's not going to work against that. But like, there's so many situations where like line of sight blockers, like High Noon, Diva Bomb, right, that are just so good. But not only that, you can use it to juke, right? Let's say, you know, I'm fighting the soldier, I'm getting super low, right? I put the wall, and then I can juke over the top, right? And now I have so many options where the soldier's like, which side did he go? And I can shoot him from the top. I can just try to live longer if all I need is healing. Like, the ability to extend a fight with this, plus the fact that it does knockback, plus the fact that it does damage, is so strong, right? There's so many uses for it, too. Like, you can use it to knock people off of, like, high ground, right? Obviously not nearly as strong as your slash, but you can set things up. It's so good, right? Even in a 1v1, you can bait people back into the wall after like 1.75 seconds. They can get tapped by it again. And the wall damage is not trivial. I think it's like 50 or 60 damage. So like it hurts. So you got that. Then you got his block, which, you know, pretty typical design for Overwatch these days for tanks is like to have some sort of toggleable block. But the block is even better than that because unlike Doomfist block, for example, where you pop it and then it gets interrupted, like you're done, like you can pop it, then get interrupted, and then pop it again because it's on a resource, which is also feels like so strong, like relative to other heroes. Like it reminds me like when Sigma came out, which a lot of you probably were not around for. But when Sigma came out, we're like, why does Sigma literally have all of the other hero abilities, right? He's got a giant ranged AoE stun. He has a shield, which he can also project and move. And he has Diva's Matrix ability. Like, why does he have all of the other hero mechanics that were like very much like one trick, like this is our primary thing, and he got all of them at once? Is sort of the way I feel about Hazard. And I'm not saying that it's overpowered. It's interesting like how it all comes together, but it's like really fascinating to see like how many different things you can pull out of this. Now, back to the spike guard, right? So obviously it reduces damage, I think like 60%. It's an AoE, so you can hit multiple heroes. There is a charge for it, but generally speaking, I would say the charge is not a problem. I think you're not usually like running out of charge, except if you're like last person alive, just holding it to try to stall. Other than that, like generally it lasts as long as you need it to, and it recharges reasonably quickly. Right, there's a delay on it, same as like Reinhardt Shield. But as you might have noticed, the damage actually really hurts. So it does 70 damage a second. Ramattra ulti used to do like 35 damage a second. I don't know. I feel like it got buffed at some point in time. But like for perspective, this does twice as much damage as the old Ramattra Annihilation ulti, which people would run away from. Like, just think about that, is that you have a Hazard who dives into your team, everyone's shooting at him, he just does this, and he just walks into you, and you're taking a ton of damage. Right? 3 heroes is 210 damage a second. That's nuts. It does the same damage as Winston's Tesla cannon. Right? Like, what? Now, granted, the range is very, very, very short on it. See, like, I need to be, what, this 5 meters? Like, it's, like, less than 5 meters. So, you have to be, like, in there. But, like, honestly, testing this out makes me think that I should do it even more. Like, it is so good. For the damage, for the, I think it's like 60% damage block, which, you know, in many cases is basically like full block. And it does, like, you can move around with it, like you can rotate while you're doing it, you can turn it off and then toggle it back on to like juke abilities. It's so good. There's something else I was going to say about this. What else about the block is super, super, super cool. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just so much damage. Like, why does it do so much damage? Like, it's anyway. Anyway, super, super, super neat ability. Now, let's talk through all this coming together. So first of all, he's also an extremely tanky hero. At 500 health, he doesn't seem that tanky, but half of his health is armor. So actually, significantly stronger than you expect, especially against like high rate of fire weapons now. But like the damage he does pretty forgivably is a lot. So I'm going to shoot the soldier once, okay? Reasonable shot, but hit most of the pellets. I'm going to dive forward, and I can't pause to speak. I have to slash right away. So I'm going to dive forward. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. That's why I don't do this. I gotta jump to his side so I don't knock him off. So I'm going to shoot him. I'm going to dive forward. I'm going to slash him to the wall. So that's one shot, one slash. Then I do shot, and then wall, and he dies. So now when I do it slowly, it seems like, hey, that takes a really long time, right? But I should wait till the actual wall is up. But I can show you how fast you can kill somebody with it up, right? Shot, slash, shot, wall, and then they're dead. That's fast. That's really fast. Like, and especially since like even if you don't finish the kill with the wall, it's gonna pop them to the side, and then they are a much easier shot, especially once you get used to the muscle memory, which I definitely have not. Right? That's really fast. And a wall. So like the kill potential there is a lot, which is fantastic for a tank. Like, it's so great against heroes that don't have mobility. Like, wow, it is really dangerous. And obviously you're not hitting like big meat shots all the time, right? But like, even like on the sides, like it hurts a lot. It's very surprising. Now, during fights, you have so many options in the fight, and I'm gonna play a replay after this, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious. You have so many options in a fight to win a fight. Like, it is mind-boggling the complexity of possible things you can do once you are in a fight. When I say in a fight, I don't mean like, oh, in general, like fighting. I mean like in a 1v1 trying to kill a target. I can shoot them, obviously. I can melee them. I can shoot, slash, shoot, right? Then I can wall, right? I can wall, shot, melee, right? I can shot, slash, shot, 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 like if I need to back off for some reason, right? I can weave this in at any moment in time. It's like, it's such a fluid, like almost like a fighting game-esque feel to the hero. And it's so great. And I think that, generally speaking, it's like well balanced. Like, I don't feel like, oh wow, like there's really nothing they could do against me, but it feels really good when things land. And your ability to just chunk people, like all of a sudden, if they're like not realizing it, or you just land all the projectiles right, is fantastic. Anyway, let's just go through. So I've been playing quick play. I think what I'm gonna do this season, at least to start off, is I'm probably gonna play. Well, first of all, I think I'm gonna start playing Maga too, just because I haven't played Maga. And I'm going to play just like Hazard. I'm probably going to play like, 20-something games or whatever to get used to Maga. And then I'm just going to play exclusively Hazard and Maga and see how far I can get. I would say that already right now, if I had to guess relative to old ranks, right? I obviously don't have a feel for what it is right now. I would say I'm probably at least low diamond right now on Hazard. And I think by the time I actually got to low diamond, I'd probably be high diamond. High diamond, maybe like low masters. Because obviously it's going to take a bunch of games to get there. I'm not going to get there quickly, right? It's going to take me, I don't know, like 50 games or whatever, because I think there was a rank reset. I don't know if it's a full rank reset or a partial rank reset, but I assume it's going to take me a while to get the diamond. So like I already feel quite good, relatively speaking, on Hazard. I'd like to get to do the same thing for Maga, just the two of them, and just try to play just the two of them, and then we'll see how I can get, and then we'll see how much fun I'm having, and maybe I'll be like, hey, like, all right, now I'm actually going to play the other tanks to give just to be able to round out the games. And sometimes where I'm like, okay, like everybody is counterpicking me or whatever, and I just want to deal with this, and I can just switch to another tank, and they can figure out that I can also play, Sigma, Diva, Winston, Zarya, etc. Anyway, so Numbani, if you've ever seen my Numbani guide, like pretty standard setup. Like I'm just waiting here, trying to see what they do. Regarding whether or not Hazard is dive or brawl is really interesting. I feel like someone talked about this early on when it released. I think like Yito did probably. And I wish I remember what his answer was. I feel like he actually plays more like brawl than he plays like dive, because his mobility doesn't take him far enough or fast enough. And he kind of has to stay in there for quite a while. So I think he kind of has like a hop in, hop out, but like short hops style of brawl, in the way that you could see like Diva can play brawl in some circumstances, or Junker Queen can brawl, right? That sort of thing, where it's like, not like Reinhardt or Orisa, where you can basically be like in the open the entire time, just swinging, fighting away, because you have so many defensive abilities, you have a ton of health and durability, blah, blah, blah. It's more of like a dance in that sense, but like you're often in their face and you don't need to like fully disengage, right? It's not like I jump in, I'm really, really strong, and then I don't have anything and then I need to leave, right? Like the ability to cycle all of the stuff allows you to stay in their face a lot. You just can't run it down main the way like Reinhardt or Orisa or Zarya can with high charge. So I think he feels closer to the brawl of the archetypes than he does dive. Not that it really matters for the general sense, but like if I had to pick around him, I'm expecting someone who's going to apply a lot of frontline pressure. For example, if my tank is Winston and the enemy tank is Rein, I am expecting the Rein to be in my face all the time. Like if I'm playing, for example, Ana, I have to play high ground or really far away, or else this Rein's going to eat me. Comparatively, if my tank is Hazard, I expect that Hazard to be applying at least some pressure to that Reinhardt, right? In a way that like the Reinhardt can't completely ignore the Hazard and go straight for me, because he does a lot of damage, A, and B, he can like do knockbacks, he can wall off behind the Reinhardt to prevent healing. Like there's other options there in a way that I don't have to worry so much about. In the same way with like Junker Queen, right? Where like the Reinhardt can't just like completely run down your team. When you have like a Junker Queen in play, like yes, he can push her off a lot of positions, but not forever. And eventually it's gonna become quite dangerous for him. So just poking away. So his damage fall off is, I don't know, 10, 15 meters. It's like relatively short when it starts, but like the damage is like significant. And one of the things I really like about him is when you understand when you can bully enemy heroes, like tanks, it's really helpful. So bullying is this idea where you take somebody, you're fighting somebody, in a situation where they don't want to fight, right? Where you're winning positive trades, where I'm doing, 100 damage a second to you and you're doing 50 damage a second to me. That's bullying, especially when I have, equal health or more health than you. If I have less health than you, then it's not quite as good because it depends on our relative health difference. But a huge part about playing Overwatch, and especially on tank, is bullying. You can't just kill people straight up. You got to start working them down, right? You chunk them down and you just keep burning out resources until they run out of resources, and then you get the kill. In this situation, where I'm poking the Doom, right? It's like I'm getting chunked not by the Doom, but by the Mei / Kiriko shooting at me. But like the Doom, his fall off is worse than mine, and I do better damage than him at that range. So that's why I'm just trying to chunk him down, because I know he's going to dive. And ideally, I want him to dive not at full health. That way he is potentially killable, or at least he has to early block and get out. So I'm chunking him down, so he's down 100 health, which is not a lot, but like he doesn't have a ton of health, right? Doomfist has 525 and no armor. So like it's meaningful. I wall off here. This is honestly not a great wall. I didn't expect them to try to go in, I think. I'm trying to remember what I was thinking here. Yeah, it also seemed like a weird angle, but regardless, I think the wall is okay. I ideally should have walled over to the right because I really want to block off healing. But I'm behind him right now. So slash, shot, right? He blocks, I get behind him, try to get the melee, right? And now I go after the back line. The Mercy flies into me for some reason, right? Shot, shot, shot. And I would like to point out, this is a really fast kill for tanks. She's at full health when I start shooting at her. Right? Now, obviously, this is not great movement, right? This Mercy's like, I don't know, silver, gold level-ish or something. Like, it's clearly not a super strong player, like competitive equipment. I don't know if they play competitive, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she's dead. That's relatively fast. Not like so fast you couldn't have done anything about it. She definitely could have flown away. But I'm just noting that a lot of other tanks would have no ability to get that kill. Like the odds, like the accuracy / consistency of everything of it is like very unlikely. So Kiriko's here. So, that's the other thing I was going to mention about Spike Guard. So Spike Guard deals with a problem that a lot of tanks that rely on their gun have with small hitboxes. So in this case, like Kiriko, where her model is very thin, her like Widow, for example, I'm trying to think of other really thin ones, like Tracer, right? Those heroes are a pain if you need to hit them with like guns. Like Sigma is a great example of this, where like Sigma you could be whiffing all day at like a Tracer and she just like farms you because it's actually pretty hard to hit her unless you know the splashing trick, and even then it's like not that consistent. She'll still do a ton of damage against you. Against the Kiriko, I'm like, well, I could try messing around here, or I could just walk up to her and pop like Spike Guard, and the damage is not insignificant. And since she does negligible damage to me, like it can still get a kill or at least force her off, which is really good, because otherwise you can get bullied all day by it. All right, Doom dies. I'm like, cool, that's fine. So thinking here for a second, why do I jump in? Well, I'm still reasonably healthy, right? My Mercy's already started healing me, and I understand the Doom is dead, and the Mercy is dead, so at most they have 3 people here. I haven't heard / seen the last hero, so I assume it's just those 2, right? And now I'm just trying to farm ulti and apply damage, right? Get hits in whenever I can. I think hitting slashes pretty consistently is good, obviously unless you don't die for it, don't trade resources for it, but just trying to hold the spot, trying to prevent them from getting in position. I don't want to take fights from this distance, like Kiriko and Genji both outrange me, they don't have damage fall off, they do a lot more damage. I'm more so just trying to keep tracks of where they are. Track. So Kiriko dies here. Now Winston gets in. So now begins, once again, the many things that you can do with Wall. Wall does damage, yes. Against tanks, the damage is negligible. Who cares about 50, 60 damage, whatever it is. But the knockback can be very, very strong. So the knockback here just completely takes him out of the bubble. Like, he literally can't use this bubble anymore because of that wall. And he definitely was not expecting to suddenly not be in the bubble. You see, he tried to walk back. He's like, wait, what the heck? I as a Winston, would be like, this is nuts. Right? He's like on them, right? Then the ball bounces, and he's like, what? Okay, all of a sudden I'm exposed. Now, granted, I don't really have, like, a lot of damage here to be able to follow up on it. But, like, stuff like that gets kills, right? And if you kill a tank, obviously that, like, basically always messes up the fight. So, slashing for damage. I don't have wall here, so that's a little bit of concern. So I overextend, and I think, hey, I can survive here longer, because I'm expecting to get healed by a second support, which I have not seen or heard, but it's because the second support died. And that's the thing that I actually lost track of over here. And I think that's also the thing that's tough for me, is playing a new hero. It takes me a lot of mental focus to think about the way my hero works, in a way that normally I would have noticed that my Kiriko had died. right? I knew the death was I knew that there was a death on my team. It didn't click with me that it was actually my other support. All right, I thought it was like a DPS or something because I knew we had like a Sombra, so I assumed, hey, like if someone dies in this room, it's got to be like my Sombra, right? Like, or like to my right, like this is just bonkers that my Kiriko would die in this situation. So it doesn't even register. Like, how is this possible that this would happen here? Anyway, so obviously, if I had a Kiriko here, there's no problem, right? Kiriko's healing me. She'd roughly double her healing rate, like effective healing, because of my block. Like, I would easily be able to survive here long enough to at least slash out. But without healing, I'm like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. Additionally, there is a Mei who has come up behind me and is shooting me in the back. This also adds a lot more, because obviously the damage is not being mitigated, so I just got 150 from that. And I'm like, wait, how is there a Mei behind me? A, and B, how's my Kiriko dead? Like, Sombra being dead, fine, no problem. But Kiriko being dead, unexpected. What's that? And we get back here. So I don't bother shooting the bubble. It like, even with 130 damage a second, like it's gonna take me what, like 5 seconds to kill the bubble? 4 seconds? It's not worth it. Like, it's unless somebody else is shooting the bubble, there's no point shooting the bubble. And even then, it's questionable if it's worth shooting the bubble. So I wall up the Winston, right? I want to just try to get as much damage as I can on him. Just poking him down. I'm still pretty healthy, just poking. Again, I do a lot more damage to Winston there than they do to me. If the other team is like chunking me, then obviously I'm gonna back off a bit. But so I bounce them all forwards. I'm blocking right now because I'm low, right? Mei tries to engage on me. I slash over the top. Right? Again, blocking again. Just chilling. I'm doing a little bit of whiffing right now. Yeah. So Mei tries to kill me. I wall. She really should have killed me there. I don't know how she failed to get this kill. Oh, well, there's Suzu, right? So pull off the ulti here. I am a little surprised. So I think this ulti requires a little bit of knowledge to understand exactly how it works. Okay, so it takes time to come down. That I knew. But I feel like sometimes it hits people in ways that I don't expect, like around walls and stuff, and sometimes it does not. So Mei definitely gets out of it. Okay, great. It doesn't go far enough to go all the way to the cart. That's good to know. So like I'm trying to like I'm learning here from like how far it goes. And the Genji doesn't get hit because he deflects. Yeah. Okay, so that's good to know. So I would have hit the Genji at least. So obviously wasted ultimate is no good. Like you really can't be wasting ultimates. For perspective, like on the heroes I normally play, like I whiff an ultimate, I don't know, 10 to 20% of the time, like very, very, very low. And like a whiff is not really like a full miss. Like they used abilities to like get out of it in a way that is not worth it for me, is how I would describe it. Not like a complete miss on it. Like for example, like I like never miss grabs, but like they might have had lamp or something that I wasn't tracking, and that ends up completely negating the grab in a way that screws me. But this is like a complete whiff on it. I would say trading deflect for ultimate is obviously not great. All right, so using wall to just stay alive. Things will get more exciting. So looking for damage here, because I know that my other, whoever this is, Sombra is in. So I'm trying to synergize with that, right? I have to apply pressure here, even though I'm not full health. Like I'm still fine. Like Genji alone is not going to be able to do a lot of damage to me. Chunking the Mercy. All right, great. There's EMP. I am whiffing. He's super low. Can't get the kill. I'm like, oh, shoot. I realize now I'm low. I don't have cooldowns. I just have to block, right? Jump out of it, right? And this, as soon as I come out of it, I'm like, hey, look, this is not going to get me to cover. Like, the wall is popped, so I'm not going to get the cover in time. I could definitely die before reaching the cover. So I immediately put down my own wall, and now I play Ring Around the Rosie on the wall to buy myself a little more time. And you'll notice that I'm shooting the tank a lot, which probably seems unusual. But first of all, Winston has a giant head hitbox, so like you can double your damage. It's like 150 damage per shot. Second is that he's also the only real target that I can consistently hit. Like versus like trying to go over here and expose myself to the backline. Like I can just chunk the Winston here and make his life hard. Like he's already down a third of his health, which is pretty good considering like I'm in a really bad spot here. Like I'm low, but I'm still getting him low. Like you can see in the top right over here, you can see I'm chunking him with the damage, right? Start blocking. Unfortunately, Mei ulti is gonna catch me out here. I did not even hear this. I think it's for April Fools, but the different voice lines throws me off. Like I don't react normally because I don't. Yeah, see, like, that voice line is not a familiar one to me. And so I don't, like, immediately, like, be like, oh, shoot, that's a male thing, I gotta get out. All right. So they're poking me down, which is great. Like, this is not a good range for me. So I'm going inside to try to close off the range because again, you need to understand what your fall off range is. So trying to work the Mei a little bit. Mostly I'm just buying time. I know I have supports here, so like I can heal this up pretty easily. So Kitsune gets popped. That's obviously really bad for me. I'm just playing back right now. Walling off the Winston. He's outside of the bubble. All right. I'm just trying to buy time here because I'm missing multiple heroes still. Oh, I should step forward right now. Yeah. I'm playing another hero, I would not have made this mistake. What's happening here is I'm thinking to back up a little bit to give myself the angle for downpour. But obviously that causes me to step off the point, and then there's no way for us to actually contest this. Where's the... Oh, yeah, that's Mercius. Yeah, this is 100% my fault. Oh, I missed the slash. So one of the problems I have with slash is controlling this part where you're super close. So you can actually do a short jump the same way you can on Winston, but... Either way, it's not going to be enough to kill her because she popped Valk. So good ultimate, wrong timing, poor mechanics after that. Oh, I whiffed that. The range is shorter than you would expect. Just blocking to get the cover. Can heal up. Obviously, they're like steamrolling us right now. They won both fights first time. I don't think we had a credible fight either time. Staying alive, and then we're going to die here. All right, so coming out, Winston's gonna kill Bastion. He pops ulti. I don't even bother now. Looking for the Genji. Hit the Genji. So the reason why I'm blocking there is not because I actually really wanted to hit him with it, because I did not. He was out of range anyway. It's because I'm trying to conserve health because I know my backline's getting jumped. So I know I'm not gonna get any more healing here. So I need to be careful in terms of like the conservation of health in a way that I wouldn't normally. Like, sometimes you're optimizing for damage, and sometimes you're optimizing for survival, and there I'm optimizing for survival. Not even survival, I would say, like, not losing health, which is not the same as surviving. So I'm not in danger of dying, even if I just stood still. He couldn't have killed me in time. Slash the Mercy off. I don't want to chase because the card's still moving. Winston's in my back line. This was intended to go against the ground. I keep thinking the wall is going to arc for some reason. It's a problem that I also need to fix. All right, double hit there. That's good. So, doing that, I was like, wait, what the hell is this? Oh, right, she has a perk now that does this. So I'm going to wall, which is going to pop her right away. All right, she's dead. I really did not need to slash there, but it wouldn't have made a difference anyway because I wasn't going to be able to chase this. So I get kind of aggressive here because I know my team is with me. I also have wall here in case I need it. Like, similar to other tank rotations, like, as long as I have wall, it's always going to buy me a few more seconds. So between wall and block, it's like quite annoying. That she Suzu's so many of these, and it is not intentional. Yeah, see Suzu before I even jump. It just, the timing just happens to be like very unlucky for me. Trying ulti. So I do get them in the back line, but the Mercy in particular is literally 1 health, as is the Kiriko. Right idea, not enough damage. I should just shot her after that. Again, another Suzu where she is not trying to Suzu my jump. She just happens to be Suzuing like already. Pop that. Looking for the kill. You see that even when she jumps in, I'm trying to kill her after she swift steps out. Because I know she's low. But there's a lot of people there. I get hacked. Can't slash. That's okay. I'll just do this. I pop the Genji out of the way. I know he's super low. He's extremely low. Like, so you could see, like, the line of thinking here is like you're always thinking as a tank, like who is actually killable here, right? The Winston's half, he's not killable. I can't kill him. My team can't kill him. He's not going to die, right? Everybody else is full health except Kiriko. She's too far back. She's not going to die. Genji's the only one who can die here, right? So from here, I pop him because he's getting greedy by staying after this after deflect is ended, right? He goes. I just barely miss it. If I had the long range perk, I'd probably be able to hit that. Right, and then I'm going to shoot him in because he's low, and the supports are not looking at him. So yeah, I'll take the kill. Like, yeah, at all ranks, this will happen. Like, people will just not be paying attention. So great. So here, what's my goal? Well, I easily win the 1v1 against the Winston, right? I'm bullying here, right? All I'm doing is trying to farm ulti, get him as low as possible. If I get a kill, great. But otherwise, it is what it is. You cannot jump up there from low ground from Hazard, I believe. It's another whiff. I'd have to get onto like the car or something. So I understand, hey, look, something's going on the Mercy. I think it's my Sombra. Possibility that I can get a kill here. I'm still full health, right? And I know that like the Winston's low, Genji's low. Like it's unlikely I need to retreat from this. Some whiffings going on here. They have a Cassie now, which is unexpected, but I end up dying here. So this happens on a pretty frequent basis. This game, there's no real reason for me to die still. It's just because the Kiriko is like not looking. Like right now, her read here needs to be, hey, look, I'm like really extended. I'm at 60% health already. Like I'm gonna be coming back to you. You need to heal here. Healing the Mercy, who is very safe and is only missing like 40 health, is not the priority. All right, so they're coming up. Winston's diving. All right, wall off. That's like a lot. In particular, I'm worried about the Cassidy here, so I want to wall off to make sure the Cassidy can't chunk me while I'm bullying the Winston, right? Goal here is focus Winston, prevent the Cassidy from killing me. So that's why I'm turning my back here to the Cassidy, is so that he can't headshot me, so I can focus on shooting the Winston. Because I can't kill the Cassidy here with double supports. Like, there's zero chance I'm going to kill him. He's gonna crush me. So I'm focusing on the Winston. So now I'm in the midst of everybody, right? Buying some time. Genji's gonna slash me. He's not gonna do anything. I wall, right? And so now he's walled behind this. So looking from his perspective, right? That's what? It's gonna be Blade. All right. He pops Blade. He slashes me. This isn't gonna do anything. Even through Kitsune, it's not gonna do anything. He tries to chase. I wall him off. He tries to get over it, right? And then I'm already fine, and now he's gonna waste it. And I know the timing, so I immediately slash and start fighting him. So another downpour. He pops it. I obviously trap him in it. I was surprised, like, wait, the Kiryu lived from that? I thought she would have died. And then we get a cleanup there. So I'm trying to slash him out of the bubble. Bump him out of the bubble now. And then he dies. So post up on high ground. I'm just poking them down. Obviously, the damage here is not great, and I don't want to take a ton of damage here. I'm mostly just trying to make them nervous and confirm that nobody's going high ground. Because best case scenario, or say worst case scenario, is they all look at this and they're like, oh, he's on high ground, we don't want to go high ground. And they just keep going low ground, which is great. That makes the fight very one-dimensional, right? I only need to defend one spot, and maybe I can even go behind them. I don't think Hazard is great for that because your mobility just isn't good enough. But just preventing them from going high ground is itself extremely valuable. Because otherwise, like if you're playing here and you have to worry about this door and this door, it's much harder for you to defend. So now it becomes a north-south fight, right? Like them in front, us in back, which is much easier because I can bully the Winston before he jumps, which he hates. Winstons do not like being like chunked before they dive because it messes up their dive. And then as soon as he goes, then I have the opportunity to go on his team or whatever it ends up being, right? Once it goes, I look, hey, like, look, I think I can apply damage here. Sombra dies here somehow. Oh yeah, she's just being crazy. This is a tough thing about quick play. Like the games are so volatile. Like the skill range is massive between like heroes. To be fair, I mean like me, a lot of people are probably trying out a hero. So obviously, even if their correct rank was much higher, they'd play worse. I really need to improve my aim. It's very rusty. Like I have to get used to the sensitivity in Overwatch and such. It'll get better. I'm not like so worried about it, especially since like I would say Hazard is like semi-aim dependent, like on the spectrum of tanks. He's probably at Junker Queen level. I think Junker Queen's probably a pretty good comparison for like the amount of like aim for him. But like Winston Reinhardt being on like the easiest ones, and like Junker Queen Hazard like in the middle. And I'd say Sigma is on the hard end for sure. So this is kind of an interesting scenario. So I have 320 health. I have no cooldowns, and I also need to reload. But I do have block. Yeah, block is extremely helpful. So both of them try to go on me. Mercy, as you notice, is getting absolutely blown up by the spike guard. She is not taking this seriously. She sees that I'm low, and she's like, oh, we could totally get this kill here. And then she tries to get behind it, and then I angle it so that they can't get in front of me, and then both of them are now getting chunked by this. Again, she's obviously deflecting. I finish the Mercy. I block again. Now I wall off so he can't get the kill. And now I know he has no deflect and he has no dash. So he dies. That shot to the ground because I was thinking like muscle memory from wall without realizing, oh shit, there's no actual wall. But like, you see, like 2v1s are winnable if people are silly. But even then, like you can still win them sometimes. trying to think if anything else interesting happens here. So I go in deep here because I recognize, like, hey, I'm pretty sure I can get away with this, and I'm trying to knock somebody out of position. I know my Bastion's going already, so, I kind of go in kind of aggressively. Downpour gets popped. A lot of people gets grabbed here. One of the reasons why I hold this is just because I know it's close enough that this is probably going to kill them, and I just want to confirm the kill rather than switching to the gun and risk not being able to get the kill. Because, like, switching back and forth is a little bit of delay. So, Cassidy dies. I knocked the Winston out of the bubble. Doesn't matter. He's still too healthy. Can't get the kill. So, traded the ulti there for a fight win. I think Sombra dies here, and I think we just get steamrolled. What is happening here? Oh, what? She's just emoting. Okay, yeah. We do not get steamrolled. There's one more fight. Okay, so I see the switch to Maga. Okay, fine. And I'm like, all right, he's engaging immediately on my Bastion, so I'm going to knock him off center so he isn't able to get that. Then I'm going to try to block as much of this as I can. I'm like, oh shoot, no, gotta get back in front, and I'm going to block it out. So I'm curious what it looks like from the Maga's perspective. All right, so he engages on the Bastion. He knows the Bastion doesn't have Assault Form. So you see that knockback right there. You see that I suddenly pushed him to the left. It's because of the knockback. So then from there, he's shooting the Bastion, right? Trying to shoot. Assault Form gets popped, right? He actually gets pretty low here. And then I'm going to block the rest. It's going to work. Not the cleanest thing, but like the fact that I even saw that play to walk in front and block is a huge improvement on like my capabilities I'm playing on Hazard. Just looking for things like that and realizing, wait, I can pull off this play. Even if you fail at it is really important as part of the growth process to get better and better at the hero. And stuff like this is like when people are like, oh, I played, 10, 20, 50 hours on a hero and like, I feel like I'm not getting any better, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, dude, you are like just barely like touching like the tip of the iceberg here in terms of like how good you can get at a hero if you really, really understand the way it works. Like I'm still like 1 to 100 on potential for myself, right? Not like worldwide, but like my potential 1 to 100, I'm at like a 35 right now, right? 35, 40. Like I could literally be twice as good at Hazard as I am right now, which makes sense. I've only played, 20 something games or whatever. Like the difference is huge. And from here with the Maga dead, now it's just clean up. All right, so Maga coming again. I don't want to take this burn damage unnecessarily. Just tagging, right? Just corner shooting here. We lose Sombra again. What is she doing? Oh, to be fair, that's a very quick kill. Oh, man. Okay. So right here, what I'm looking to do is I'm trying to get the Maga off my Bastion, but I really need to land in front and block here, like what I did last play. And then from here, I'm down 2 DPS. There's no way for me to kill everybody. I already know right now, like, there's, like, Kitsune popped, like, there's, like, nothing I can do. Okay. I'm going to hold there. Again, not a guide, just walking through sort of my thoughts on Hazard and, like, why I find Hazard so interesting. I could boot up other games, but, like, I think the thing is, like, only 1 out of every, like, 3 or 4 minutes is an interesting moment. Like, the skill ceiling of like what you can do with the wall alone is so big. Like your ability to just juke with it, to block with it, right, to knock back with it, it's such a well-designed ability with like a massive skill ceiling. And then again, like your ability to kill people so fast, there's not like a lot of them in this game, but there's some other ones where like I like instantly blow people up is really good as well. All right, like I said, I'll hold there. Hopefully this was interesting.